Welcome to the channel. I'm Stacy, and my goal here is to help you to play better and sound better in your worship services. Today we'll be going over the parts for the song Even Though I Walk by Bethel Music. This song is a great example of how your pick attack can really help to build dynamics. This song starts off with some basic power chords for the intro, and then for verse 1 we'll be playing arpeggios over chords in the A shape. The chorus is based on a D shape, and that's going to bring our A flat up here to the 9th fret on the B string. That's your 1. That's the A flat. And then the D and high E are going to be at the 8th fret. And we'll actually be playing a descending scale from here for the chorus. Verse 2 is based on an F shape, and that comes down here. We'll be at the 4th fret, but we're not going to play that barred chord. We're just going to be at the 6th fret on the D, the 5th fret on the G, and the 4th fret on the B. For the bridge, we'll be up at the 13th fret on the D, G, and B strings, and we'll actually be playing a descending scale from here as well. The intro starts off with a basic power chord, and that's just going to be the low E and the A string. We're going to be playing an F chord right here on the 1st fret on the low E, 3rd fret on the A. We're going to slide that up to the 4th fret. And then we're going to fret the D string instead of the A. We're going to bar that A with our index finger over the 4th fret. And then we have a little single note line we're going to run, and we're going to be at the 6th fret on the B, the 8th fret on the high E, and then the 6th fret on the high E. So altogether that run will sound like this. And then we come back up to our F at the 1st and 3rd fret, slide it up to the 4th fret, and then we're going to play 2 notes. We're going to be on the G string at the 8th fret, and then at the 10th fret. And so the whole intro with the effects will be like this. For verse 1, we're coming up to the 11th and 13th fret. It's going to be an A flat chord in an A shape, and it looks like this. We're only going to be playing the 11th fret on the A string, the 13th fret on the D, and the 13th on the G. And our arpeggio is going to be like this. It's going to be A, D, A, G, D, A, D. It'll sound like this. You're going to play that twice at the based at the 11th fret, and then you're going to play it twice based at the 6th. So you're going to be A string at the 6th fret, D string at the 8th, and G at the 8th. Twice at the 3rd fret, so A at the 3rd, D and G at the 5th, and then twice at the 4th fret, your A string at the 4th fret, your D and G, G and B at the 6th. So that whole line played with the effects will be. Now going into the chorus, we'll be playing that descending scale off of this D shape. So our first note will be here at the 8th fret on the high E to the 6th, and then the B string on the 6th fret. And then we're going to play the high E on the 8th to the B on the 9th. And then the high E on the 8th, the 6th, and then the G at the 8th, and then the B string at the 6th. And we're going to repeat that. That goes 2 times. Then the next section, we're going to play the high E at the 8th, the 6th, and then the B at the 8th. And then the high E at the 8th, the G at the 8th, and then the high E at the 8th, the high E at the 6th, the G at the 8th, and the B at the 8th. And then the back half of the part is the same as the intro. So playing all that in one run with all the effects will sound like this. into verse 2, we're going to come down to the 4th fret with our F shape, but we'll only be playing the D, G, and B strings. We're going to be playing this kind of rolling run on the 6th and 5th fret of the D and G. We're going to run that 8 times and then 6 times at the 5th fret. And then we have a little part we're going to add in that's going to include the 4th fret on the B string. It's going to sound like this. I'll play it slow. And then it's going to go into that roll on the 5th fret again 5 times. And then we're going to come back up to the 6th and 5th fret on the D and G, and we're going to play that 7 times. And that's going to conclude the first section of that verse. So all together with the effects, it'll sound like this. And then coming out of that, you're going to go through that one more time, but it does change at the end. That last section, when we're back up to the 6th and 5th fret, you'll want to increase your pick attack going into that next chorus. And then that next chorus is a little bit different than the first one, and we'll go over that. Let me turn the effects off. So for this chorus, we're starting it the same way with the same line. But the next section is where we have change. So we're going to be here at the 8th fret, high E to the 6th, and then the B at the 9th fret. And then we're going to repeat the 8th fret to the 6th fret 2 times. And then after that second one, we're going to come up with our B string at the 8th fret and our G string at the 10th, and we're going to do a unison bend. And then we're going to come back and it's going to conclude the same way it starts. So with the effects, it'll sound like this. And then coming out of that, we're going into the bridge. And this is where I changed my pickup selector to go with both pickups. It gives it a bit rounder, smoother tone, and it kind of fits the dynamic of that part. So we're going to start at the 4th fret on the A string. And then the 6th fret on the A, we're just basically walking up and back down the A. And then the 8th. And then the 6th. And then we're going to come up to the 13th and 11th fret on the B string, and we're going to pick at the 13th, release, pick at the 11th, and then back to the 13th. And then we're going to fret the D string at the 13th. So it'll sound like this. So that whole line, I'll turn the effects on since it's such a small part. And we're going to go through that little part here 8 times. The way I did it is I picked real soft for the first 4, and then the dynamics start to pick up, so I just increased my pick attack. I didn't change the pickup yet. And then when that does end, we go into a bigger part, and I did drop down to the bridge pickup just to give it a lot more bite and to help to cut through the mix more to help build that moment. And then after that part has run 8 times, we're going to be down on the G and D string at the 13th fret. And we're going to pick the G and then the D, and then drop down to the B string for the 13th fret, the 11th fret, and the 13th fret. It's going to sound like this. So coming right out of that, the small part of the bridge, when we're playing those wide gapped lines, then we're going into the bigger part. So first we're fretting the D and G strings at the 13th. And then on the B string, 13, 11, 13. And then it's the 12th fret on the G and the 13th on the D. And then that same repeated line. And then just the G string at the 13th fret. And then we're going to do a descending line, 13th fret, 11th fret, 8th fret, 6th, 8th, 9th. And so with the effects, that's going to sound like this. And then we come back up and we're going to play that a little bit different. We're going to be with the D string at the 13th fret. I'll go ahead and leave the effects on and we'll run through this. You're going to play the D string at the 13th and then that same run on the B string. And then we're going to come back up to the G string at the 13th fret. And then we're going to do that descending line again. But when we get to the 6th fret, we're going to drive that to go into the chorus. It'll be like this. And then we're going to go into another chorus, which is just like the one we did before, with the exact same parts. And then coming out of that, we're going to have pretty high dynamics. So we're going to want to do a slide up on the G strings up to the 13th fret. We're going to pick that twice, and then the B string at the 13th twice, and at the 11th twice. So with the effects, it'll sound like this. And then we're going to play the D string at the 13th and do that same repeat. And then the G string at the 12th and do that same repeat. And then we're going to walk it down. But on this walk, we're going to go 11th, 13th, and when we get to the 8th fret, we're going to do a bend and release. And then when we come back up, we're going to be at the 13th fret on the D string. And then we're going to play that repeated pattern on the B string again, 13, 11, 13. And then the 13th fret on the G string, same pattern. And then the 12th fret on the G string. And then we're going to do that walk down one more time with that bend at the 8th, the bend and release at the 8th fret. And we're going to walk it back up. I ended this song with an octave run starting up at the 11th and 13th fret on the A and G strings. I walked it down a half step to 10 and 12, down a whole step to 8 and 10, another whole step to 6 and 8, another whole step to 4 and 6, and then I slid it up to 6 and 8, back to 4 and 6, and then I landed on 5 and 3. It sounds like this. I kicked on Snapshot 3 for that wash to carry that note throughout, but in a live setting, that next song's coming up pretty quick and you probably don't have time for that. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, subscribe and hit that like button for good measure. If you'd like the resources for this song, you can find them at a link in the description box below. There are a handful of downloads free for you in there as well, including a couple of Helix presets, a couple of HX Stomp presets, a MIDI controller guide to use a MIDI controller with your HX Stomp, and a guitar tabbed reference chart. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.